Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, welcome to our live stream today. We'll be talking about the Q4 repricing tips. I'll be hosting the live stream, and I also have my co-host here, Alex, who will also be sharing some Q4 repricing strategies. And to celebrate our 3K subscribers on YouTube milestone, we'll be also giving out a $1,200 giveaway for an entire year on our premium plan at the end of this live stream. So, make sure that you stay till the very end. And I want all of you guys to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. And as I always say, let's get to action. So we're going to start out here talking a little bit about our Q4 repricing strategies. And we'll be going through some slides and also some live demo for you guys so you can see exactly how you should set up in the Q4 as well. And if you have any questions, you'll make sure to type them in the chat, and then we'll be answering your questions as you type them in the chat. So before we start, let us know, where are you from today? Put them in the chat. Type it. Where are you from today? Where are you seeing this live chat from? We're always interested in from you. Today's presentation is all designed by you. You asked the questions, and we're here to answer those questions. So let's get to business, and let's go ahead and let's talk a little bit about Q4 repricing tips. We got a lot of questions about people asking about the Q4 repricing tips. So Alex, why don't you share a little bit about the Q4 repricing tips?
Yeah, so first let me start with that. We all know that Q4 is the most important quarter of the year. All Amazon sellers, they want to sell during Q4. Some of the people, they only sell in Q4. So we all know how important it is. And during Q4, it helps us to bring at least 30% sales increase. So we want to make sure that we have some good strategies for Q4, which we prepared and I'm gonna share with you guys later on. So we also know that inflation hurting some retail stores. So some people start to buy more things online. So it's a great opportunity for all Amazon sellers. And during Q4, we need to have some aggressive pricing strategies because there's going to be a lot of new Amazon sellers. Amazon itself also going to sell on Q4 some of the items. So we need to make sure that we have a lot of good strategies, which we're going to share with you guys later on.
So definitely, inflation is hurting the retail stores, and inflation is around 8.5% right now in the United States. So it's a good opportunity for online sales right now because the retail stores are hurting. People are still going out to buy gifts as well. And this year alone, the U.S. online sales will rise by 9.4% to $1 trillion. And Amazon's going to get about $400 billion, which is up 9% before. So you do want a piece of that pie. So it's a great opportunity. And, we're going to talk about some general tips for Q4. And some of the general tips, you want to analyze last year's sales and also your inventory. So you want to go into your Amazon Seller Central. You want to look at your Amazon. You want to look at the inventory planning as well. And you want to see how much sales did you have for a particular item last year. How much of that item should you purchase if you could still purchase that item again? You also want to have higher inventory levels because a lot of times, people think that you should just sell till the end of December, but for Q4, for this holiday season, it actually goes until January because there's a lot of refunds. So there'll be a lot more refunds. There's also people getting coupons, like $100 coupons for Christmas. And in this day and age, a lot of families, they might celebrate with one family and celebrate with the other family in January. So there's also another boost in sales in January. So you want to have enough inventory till the end of January. You also want to check the storage fees and also important dates, which we're going to cover real soon. And the storage fees, there's definitely increase. There's a peak season storage fees. It actually increased by maybe 3 times the amount. Yeah, so you really have to pay attention to your turnover as well. You can also do FBA and FBM for the same listing. I'm getting a little technical into the details, but you might have a product. You got 50 of them after you did your test buy, and then you ship 25 of them into FBA, and you still have 25 of them. And as you sell those items out in FBA, you could decide if you want to, ship more into FBA, or you can have part of it as FBM. And another strategy is also to have both FBA and FBM listing on that listing, on that ASIN, and then you will have a better chance of getting the buy box as well. What else is there, Alex?
Also, you need to make sure that you avoid any high pricing errors because during Q4, you don't want to get your item delisted, right? So make sure that you check like all the pricings, like to not have like any errors there. Also, we all know there's like a lot of holidays coming in Q4. There's like Halloween, Christmas, so you want to sell like some gifts, toys, games. But before you do so, like make sure that you check like Amazon restrictions, because for the some games and sometimes there's like some special restrictions. But it's a really great opportunity for like some like seasonal items, like there's like Christmas trees, like Christmas lights, maybe like Halloween costumes, and more and more. And Halloween is coming soon, so make sure that you sell some items. And it's you need to make sure that you use a repricer, because during Q4 competition is going to be really high. Like you need to make sure that you have like something to compete against other people. And if other Amazon sellers are using repricer and you don't, it's gonna be really hard for you to win Amazon buy box. And as we know, like most of the sales that come from Amazon buy box, so we need to make sure that during Q4 you have something like to help you to compete against other sellers. So next, let us talk about a little bit more about some important dates during Q4. So Samuel, like, what are some important dates in Q4?
Well, definitely you have your Halloween, right? That's coming up at the end of this month, and that's on the 31st. And then you have Thanksgiving. And Thanksgiving, definitely you want to spend time with your family. Is a season of gratitude, of thanks, and you might actually go to your families. You might go to different people's houses as well to celebrate together as a family. And then right after Thanksgiving, you have Black Friday and Cyber Monday. And then so there's actually some deadlines. The deadline was actually September 2nd. For some of the lightning deals and the 7-day deals. But don't worry, you can still sell products during that time. And then after Black Friday, Cyber Monday, there's also Super Saturday. And Super Saturday is super important because Super Saturday, in some cases, people get 5% of their entire sales of the year just on that day. That day has an incredible amount of sales. People go out and buy Christmas items, and it's so important to really focus on those holidays. What else is there?
There's also like Hanukkah, which is a really big day for all Jewish people. So you can consider to sell some items related to this holiday. And there's a Christmas. Like we all know like how Christmas is important. Like there's like a lot of opportunities to sell gifts, to sell like some like Christmas tree and some other related items. So Christmas is really a good day like for Amazon sellers. And there's a Boxing Day which will take place on December 26th, and after that there's a New Year Eve on December 31st. So all of those days are really important. Like some of them like are quite seasonal, so you want to make sure that you sell the item before the season ends, otherwise you will need to wait until the next year. But it's really great opportunity.
So you want to ship your products in for Cyber Monday and also for Black Friday by November the 2nd. So that's important. That's what for you to know. November 2nd, you want to ship the products in, make sure that your deals are there. And then also by December 1st for all the Christmas items as well. So those are important dates for you to note. Now let's go and go into the next slide here. And we can go into our topic here. How is Q4 repricing different from regular pricing? So that is a question that a lot of people ask us as well. And Alex, maybe you can talk a little bit more about the storage fees of what's going on there.
Yeah, like first you guys need to make sure that like you take in consideration that Amazon storage fees increased. So before, from January to September, it used to be like around 80 cents, but like it tripled. Like now, like from October to December, it's gonna be like around like $2.80. So you need to make sure that you check the price before you ship to Amazon. Like you make sure that like you take in consideration the prices. Otherwise, like you can lose some money.
And what Alex said is the storage fee actually increased from 80 cents, 80 something cents per cubic foot to around $2.40. So I got a box here just to show you what that actually looks like and what's in action. This is a box from Amazon, and it's not quite a cubic foot. It's a little bit more than that. But you can see that this box doesn't fit that much. So it's about 3 of these boxes stacked together. And then let's say if I got an item, like this perishable milk carton here. Well, this is not milk, but this perishable vegetarian. This is called Oatly. Yeah, Oatly is very popular, by the way. And then so if this product, I could probably fit 12 of them in there. But I'm selling this product, maybe one of them just for $3 or $4, and then every single month, I'm losing $2.40. on that. So imagine that. So I really do want to sell out those products so I can, get more products in there. And also the long-term storage fees also are about $6.90. And since May 15th this year, Amazon increased all the fees by 5%. And there's another fee, which is called surcharge. That's $1.50 after 271 days. Now, it's quite important why you want to sell the products out is you could also have more space. You can have more inventory space for you to store the products in, because Amazon will see the limits, your inventory limits. If you have higher turnover, then you're going to get more space. And this is especially important when you're in Q4. So let's take a look at, some of the other important factors here of what's going to, because of these storage fees. What do you want to do here?
Yeah, like first, like you want to make sure that you reprice aggressively, because there's a lot of seasonal items you're gonna sell, and you don't want to stack like with those items like for the next year, like because if you don't sell out like some Christmas items or Halloween items, like later on, not many people gonna be interested to buy them. And also like you need to increase your mean price for the high demand items, also because the storage fees increased, so you want to make sure that your mean price is increase as well. And you want to sell items within like 60 to 90 days. Later on, we're gonna share like how you can do it with our repricer. We have like conditional repricer which can help you to do that in the best way. And that's why like you need to use a BQool conditional repricing. And you need to focus on fast selling, because as I mentioned before, there's a lot of seasonal items. You don't want to stack with them, and you want to increase your turnover rate and increase your IPI score.
And one of the important things for that is when you sell items faster, you get your cash back, right? Because Amazon doesn't just pay you the next day, right? It takes them maybe 1 week, maybe 2 weeks before it deposit the money into your account. So you do want to sell those stable products, those products that aren't moving very quickly. You want to sell off those items that don't have high demand, and then you can then focus on the products that are going to get you more turnover and higher sales as well. So let's take a look at some actual examples. Before we do that, we had some questions about our different type of rules. So we'll explain to you a little bit about what's the difference between the different type of rules and who are they for and what do they do. Alex, could you share a little bit more about the rule-based rules?
Yeah, first, like we have like three different types of rules, like which is like rule-based, AI powered repricer, and conditional repricer. Let me share a little bit more about rule-based. So our rule-based is the most affordable on the market. Like it starts with $25, and it's really good as well, because some of the really successful Amazon sellers that also using rule-based, we have like some cool features like such as like bulk upload action and like free calculator. And we have like 6 different rules. 5 are preset rules, and 1 is custom rule.
So for the rule base, if you're a very experienced seller, if you know the listing really well, it starts out at $25, so it's extremely affordable. You could also exclude certain sellers as well, and but there's some difference, right? The AI powered will give you incrementally repricing. And incrementally repricing, it means it reprices different by different amounts depending on who the competitor is, rather than by a set amount that follows the same rule over and over again. You could also get a higher buy box percentage. Higher, how much higher? Around 12 to 20% across the majority of our data that we surveyed. And then there's also the conditional repricing, which will help you to do inventory-based repricing, also sales-based repricing, as well as quantity as well, and also by buy box win percentage, and all of these other important settings that we're going to show you that especially is designed for Q4 repricing. And then so one of the questions that our audience ask us here, they ask us, the question is, how is your 25 non-AI repricer plan? Because we always promote the AI repricer. Like, why, who uses this, right? Like, maybe Alex could share a little bit more about this.
Yeah, like first we want to say like it's a really good deal. Like it's really affordable on the market, and you can use like rule based like for like a lot of things. But the only thing is gonna reprice by the same amount like every time, And like when like the AI, like it's actually learning the listing and we're gonna reprice like by different amounts. It will see like which amount is the most suitable to reprice, and will reprice it like accordingly. So this is the main difference. And by doing so, like the buy box winning percentage gonna be even higher than like in rule based, but it's still good. Like some of the really successful Amazon sellers, they're still using this rule based, and like they doing like few million US dollars. So like it's still doable, and mostly they use like match by buy box. But like you need to know the listing really well, and maybe like you need to have like higher ROI.
So let's go and answer some questions about the AI powered repricer, because we got a lot of different
Yeah.
questions. And here's one from here's what I'm just going to pull up right here. So this Black Trooper, shout out to you, Black Trooper. He asked, "Can the AI repricer get me the buy box even if I have a lower IPI score compared to other competing offers?" Okay, so to answer your question, and thanks for asking the question. Make sure to ask a lot of questions, and we'll prioritize the questions that are asked here. But the good what matters? IPI score is one of the factors. There's about 20 different factors that go in, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. But if you use AI, you will have a better chance. But the AI will depending on your mins and your max price. Like if your min price is competitive, then it might go a cent, 2 cents, maybe 4 cents lower than a guy who has a better IPI score, because all of these factors, they matter. But the main ones is pricing, and also fulfillment type, and also how many days you ship. Is especially important if you're FBM seller as well. How many days you ship? Is it 2 to 4 days? Is it over 5 to 7 days? And it's a huge difference. And as an FBM seller, you also know that it could also have a higher price if you're able to get your product in before certain seasons, before Christmas, for example. So we'll be answering some more questions about the AI powered repricing. We got tons of questions about it. So we're going to just go and talk about the main concept of that. And then the main concept here, this is how our AI powered repricer works again. As I mentioned, there's many different factors. There's about 20-ish factors that goes into the variables. And then we actually have a centralized learning model that scans millions and millions of products, taking all of the different variables in place. So we actually reprice based on billions of data points. And then we're able to pull that into our machine learning. And we have machine learning algorithm that learns all of that into a centralized learning model. And then we have our account-based model. The account-based model is for the specific ASIN. And then so once you add your listing with an AI repricer, we start to go through and we look at all the competitors and we profile the competitors. Are they SFP? Are they FBA? Are they FBM? And then as a result, we get you the sweet spot to win the buy box. So either increase your price or decrease the price or keep the price around the same in order for you to win the buy box. And once you win the buy box, then it starts incrementally repricing up. We've seen it over and over again. And you can actually see this in the price history, which Alex is going to demo later on. So what are some of the advantages of using the AI repricing compared to using the traditional rule base?
Yeah, like the first of all, like by using AI, like it will help you to increase the buy box percentage, because rule based, like it will reprice by the same amount every time, and like sometimes it's harder like to win like someone who's using AI, right? Like so by using AI, like you will compete, like you will have like higher competitive advantage, so you will have a higher chance to win the Amazon buy box. By doing so, like you also have like a higher chance to make more money, because we all know like why we start to do Amazon business, because we all want to make more money, right? So like by using AI, like it will give you like a higher chance. And also we have a lot of in-house engineers compared to other repricers on the market who only outsource. Like they maybe have like 2 3 people in house, like, and they outsource most of their work. So it actually gonna gonna be kind of a disadvantage for those kind of repricers. And for us, like we have like a lot of people who's been working with us like for more than 10 years, and like they always try to find the best way like to improve the AI technology, which gonna give you like even higher chance to win the Amazon buy box. And also like because we have accumulated the data for like more than 10 years, so like it can help us to do like better price predictions, like so we know like which price you should reprice, and which will help you to win the Amazon buy box.
And we're going to go and talk a little bit about something that a lot of people have asked us. And they ask us for our 5 AI repricing rules, like how do I pick them? How to optimize them based on your goals. And then again, I'm just going to share my screen so you guys can see where do you set up the rules here. So let me just pull that up for you so that you could easily see where that is. And if you go into your Repricing Central account, which I'm doing right now, I will get into my account here and let me just share my screen so everybody could see here. So I'm inside my Repricing Central account and I'm going into the repricing rules here. And then as I click the repricing rules, I go to add new rule. So this was the rule-based rules that we talked about. There's 5 of them plus a custom rule. And the one that works well for many people, which match buy box. You can look at many videos we have about this. And there's the AI powered. So I'm going to explain a little bit about the 5 different AI powered rules and who is it for. So for the AI sales maximizer, there's a lot of, there's a few companies out there that have AI repricing, and it's different than algorithmic repricing. AI is artificial intelligent repricing, and there's machine learning. So it actually learns at listing and it profiles competitors, which is different than an algorithm, which keep on continuing that resets over and over the same presets. Now, when it's talking about the AI sales maximizer, we're able to have 5 different AI rules, which is 5 times more than our competitors that can focus on either sales or also on profit. So the first thing you got to do, you got to think, am I going to prioritize on sales or higher profit per unit? Okay, so that's the first step you want to do. And then usually when we pick a rule, we start out with the AI equalizer. So the AI equalizer will be equivalent to like match buy box. So let's say I have a replenishable item that I'm selling maybe 10 units every single month. I could go out and purchase easily over and over again. Then I'll set that on the AI equalizer. And then if I have a product, so we start out with the AI equalizer. Then we're going to move left or move right. Okay, left is more aggressive. And when I say more aggressive, you're going to go more down to your min price in order to capture the buy box. And you're going to try to keep it around the min price in order to continue to hold on to the buy box. So that's the difference between the strategies. So now, depending on your stock, right? Do you have a lot of stock or do you have little stock? Because there's monthly storage fees and also long-term storage fees and also the available quantity that you have. And so for AI Sales Maximizer, that will be a product maybe you want to liquidate. So earlier I showed that example here of the Oatly drink, this perishable item. So I might want to get rid of the product by a certain time period. And then so I might put this on the AI Sales Maximizer. Also, it might be a seasonal item. So the seasonal item, I want to get rid of the product by a certain day. So I would also put that as, on the AI Sales Maximizer. Then I have the AI Sales Booster. For the AI Sales Booster, let's say if I'm doing wholesale. I know many of you guys are doing wholesale, or maybe you're able to source the product for a very good ROI. What's a very good ROI? If it's between 40% and 80%. So if it's between 40% and 80%, then we can recommend you to put it on the AI Sales Booster. There's large sellers like Right and Profit. There's other ones as well that they use the Sales Booster as well in order to get their products sold as fast as possible, to get that turnover, to get the cash flow as well. Then on the right-hand side, we have AI Profit Booster. Now for Profit Booster, the idea is to increase the price. So this will be lower available stock that you have. So you might have lower available stock. For example, maybe for this Christmas item here, this toy here that I'm holding. And this is a very nice Thor toy, and this is very popular. That's high demand. I've checked the demand. I've checked Keepa. I've checked other type of tools like Seller Amp or even using our Big Central. I'm able to find out the different tools as well. And then I know that there's an ample demand for that product. Then I'm going to put it to the sales, the AI Profit Booster, which is going to increase my price more aggressively. Then if there's an item that I only have one of, I don't have any, there's the last one. It's an item I got for clearance. I won't be able to get that item anymore, and nobody else has it. Then I'm going to put it into the Profit Maximizer so it keeps on increasing the price aggressively, incrementally to get a best amount of profit because I'm not able to source that item anymore. So, that's a breakdown of our different, AI repricing strategy. And, we have so much more than that because it's not just about the AI repricing strategy. We now also have conditional repricing. And I'm just going to share with you guys a little bit about the conditional repricing. What is the conditional repricing? Alex, what is the conditional repricing?
So like first, like conditional repricing is like at the new level of AI and rule-based technology combined together. Because like before, like in AI, like you have like different rules for different conditions, but still, you sometimes like you don't want to keep checking like on your like Amazon Center, like you know that for different conditions you want to have like different rules. Like for example, maybe like the item is being selling for more than like 2 weeks, like you will change it to another rule from maybe like AI equalizer to AI sales booster, for example. So like by using conditional pricer, it will actually help you to set up those rules like for different conditions, maybe like inventory age, maybe the units sold, maybe the available quantity. There's like so many different conditions you can use and set up the rules.
So the main difference for conditional repricing is it allows you to switch between different rules when triggered by different market conditions. So you have the rule base that Alex shared, and then you have the AI that I've shared, and then so you can actually combine the two, and you can have much more powerful results. And previously, you either need to pick a rule base or AI or one AI rule. Now you can mix and match. And the other benefit, you can actually lower your min prices when you're not by certain market conditions instead of having to do it yourself. So let's look at a comparison between the different conditional repricing compared to our previous version of AI repricing, and this is some of the difference. Alex, what are some differences between AI and conditional repricing?
Like the best thing is because that for one listing you can assign a lot of different rules. Like you can assign like for one listing like AI rules, rule based, and a lot of different rules which will like switch like depending like on the market condition, depending like on your sales, depending on the time this item being selling off. And there's like before like in AI, like you still need to manually change those rules. Like for example, you sell this item for maybe like 60 days, and then like you will need to check and go back and to your Amazon to our repricing central and change the rule. But using conditional repricing, it will actually help you to automatically change the rules. So this is the best thing. Like so, it will help you to save even more time.
So we got a question here. I'm just going to put it on the screen. And the question is, how time consuming is the seller setup? Like how does that work? So this is how it works. Once you have registered for BQool, and it's very, very easy to register with BQool. You just go to BQool.com and go to the sign up page. And then we don't even need a credit card. You don't even need a credit card. It's like it's so easy, right? Like we don't, like we're not like you could try it out for 14 days. So then you can connect the API, the third party, with our Amazon, with your Amazon Seller Central. So it takes between maybe 4 to 8 hours to connect that. Then BQool will pull in your listing into our software, and then it's going to pull it into, for example, in here. I'm just going to show you on my screen here, so everyone can see what that looks like. And then let me give me 1 second here as I share my screen. So then then you get into here, and then it will pull in your listing into the active listing. So usually about 4 to 8 hours. And then if it's longer than that, then you could definitely contact us at support@bqool.com to see what's going on. Yeah, so it's very simple, very easy for you to start using the repricer. And then if like another question is like, I don't have many listing. Like, can I do this very quickly? Can I set a rule? Yeah, I'm just going to answer this question really quick. Okay. So first of all, you can go into the rule here and you can just pick the rule that you want. So it's super easy. Like it took me literally like 1 minute, right? And we have a min price, max price that you could calculate depending on your cost. And then if you have like 100 listings, you could definitely select by bulk and then go to the bulk action here. Go to set min, max price plus rule, and then you can set all of them, for example, to the AI equalizer and save, and it's going to apply it to all of them. if you have like 500 listing,
Yeah,
right? Would go up to 500 listing. Yes.
and also like what you can do, like you can group like items to different categories, like to different groups. And for example, maybe you have the shoes, maybe you have like Halloween items, maybe you have like Christmas items. So you can make a different groups, and like later on, like for different groups, you can assign a different rules.
Yeah, so you can definitely group them. Like, and then what Alex said is you can double click on here. You could also add to a group. So if you have certain categories, let's say you like to sell shoes. Let's say your FBM products. Let's say it's between $25 and below, or $25 and above. You want to reprice a little bit differently for different categories that you have. Typically, you might be selling in four different categories. So this is how the large sellers they do. They group it by groups, and then they can set all of the rules to those groups. But we're getting a little ahead of ourselves answering questions. So I'm going to get back into the presentation here, and then so let's go into the next slide here, and then we're going to just go back to what we were talking about here. So the three main differences between conditional repricing and AI repricing is you're able to auto switch rules based on the market conditions. Previously, if a rule isn't working out for you, then you might need to go into the repricer and you might need to change the rule manually yourself. But now, with the different scenarios, there's actually automation. So it actually automatically switches the rule before. Previously, let's say you don't win the buy box for a listing, then you have to go and lower the min price yourself. You might have to make it to a more aggressive rule than before. But now you can do this automatically. So it actually saves precious time, especially for Q4. And you could also use multiple AI rules on one listing now. So before you could use one AI rule. If it didn't work out, you need to go and change it yourself. Now you can use multiple AI rules. So now you get the benefit of the entire package of both rule-based and AI-powered. And let's take a look at some of the examples here, Alex.
So yeah, like now, like we're gonna share with you guys like how to reprice for Q4, like using our conditional repricing. So first, let me share here.
Yeah, we actually have three kind of strategies. Do you want to talk about those strategies first? Like the three strategies?
Yeah, like the first strategy is like, let's say like we want to maximize the profit. Like here, like let's say like we have low inventory, our ROI is 20%, and we want to focus on profit and increase our like profit, right? So like let us share like how you can do this using conditional repricing. So let me share my screen here. Okay, so first, like you're gonna go like to our repricing central, then let's go like to like repricing rules. Then like later on, you're gonna add a new rule, and because we want to use the conditional repricing, so let's choose FBA. Let's choose FBA advanced conditions. Okay, so here you can name it like maybe like let's say like Q4, and then like let's say let's go next. So first, like what you want to do here is like you want to choose like your available quantity. Okay, so let's go below here.
Yeah, make sure to save it.
Yeah. So you press on save, like it's like if you didn't save it, like it's gonna be a problem, right? And then like yeah, let's say like our available quantity is less than 10. So like in this case, like our quantity is not much, right? And we see that the unit sold for the last 7 days is greater, let's say, than 20. So in this case scenario, we see that this item is on high demand. Like a lot of people interested to buy this item. So what we want to do here, like we want to maximize our profit because we know like this is item like gonna be sold out soon. So like what we want to do, like let's say our original ROI is like 50%. Let's say we're gonna add 20 to our ROI, so it's gonna become 70%. And then like here we can set a new rule. Again, we're gonna choose available quantity. Then like we're gonna press save. Then let's go here to set units sold. Okay, so and here like is another scenario, right? So like for this scenario, let's say like available quantity is less than let's say like less than 20, and the units sold for the last 7 days is greater, let's say, than than 10. So in this case scenario, we see like item is still like on demand, right? But like it's not as like we still have like 20 to sell. So here, what we can do, like we also use uh, we can use like a profit booster instead, and maybe like we just add 10% to our ROI, so it will become like 60. And if none of those conditions are met, we're just gonna use our AI equalizer. So yeah, make sure you make a screenshot of this strategy, and these strategies will help you to make the most profit out of like the item. So in this case scenario, like the item is like really high demand, like a lot of people interested to buy this item, so you want to make sure that you make as much profit as you can while selling this item.
Yeah, you don't always have to reprice to the lowest price, guys. Like that's a myth, right?
Yeah.
Especially in Q4. Yeah, so we're actually helping you reprice up. Yeah, so you could actually increase your min price, and this again is for products that have a good amount of demand. Yeah, so typically you're going to see demand for products, bestseller rank within 2%. They're going to go, they're going to do very, very well as well. Yeah, so definitely follow Alex's advice.
And then like we prepare like another strategy, like which time I'm gonna share with you. So let's say like this time like you want to you're selling like FBM items. So like here's some strategy you can use for the FBM items.
Yeah. So for FBM, we also have something that is designed for FBM. And for FBM, one of the interesting things is when you're selling FBM products, like our recommendation is for you to have the inventory on hand before you sell it, because we have sellers that have driven like 1 or 2 hours to try to fulfill a FBM offer that they already sold because they don't want to get a negative feedback, right? Because the feedback would also affect people buying your products. But if you have a very good shipment time, like another advice for FBM sellers is, let's say, if you're able to ship the products a little bit earlier, if you're willing to work on maybe on Saturday, then you can actually ship the product in. And then this way, it would actually, you could save on your shipping fees, if you know what I'm talking about, instead of having to pay expedited shipping, which can actually give you more profits as well. Now, let me just share with you for our conditional repricing, how does it work for FBM here? Again, I'm going to go back into our repricer. And here I'm in our repricer here again. And then I'm going to create a new rule here. So I added I'm going to repricing rules. And now I'm going to click on add new rule after this loads. And so I click on add new rule. And I'm going to the third tab here for conditional repricing. And then under the third tab here, the difference between FBM is like you're not going to be able to pull the reports that is from Amazon inventory. So the inventory age, the sell-through rate conditions, the days of supply conditions, those won't apply to you. But for FBM advanced conditions here, you can pick like that. And I'm going to go to Q4. And again, once I'm in here, what I like to do, there's several different options, right? I'm going to show you two options for merchant fulfilled. One is for items that you want to sell like quickly. You want to just sell out quickly, and then you want to be in the buy box. So you can select the listings that did not win the buy box, and the listings that didn't win the buy box for, let's say, the last 4 days. And then you could actually change it to a more aggressive rule. Let's say you start out the AI equalizer. You can now put it into the sales booster. And then maybe for your ROI, because for FBM, you don't have to pay for the fulfillment fees, right? So you're saving maybe around 10 to 15% on that. And then here, your ROI originally, let's say it was 40%. Then maybe I would be willing to lower it to 35%. So I can do that. I could also go like this. I could go to your price. I could go to the buy box price. And then from the buy box price, I can minus a certain amount. Yeah. So what I like to do when I'm setting my prices, I might use several different tools. I might use Keepa. I might check the last 6 months, what was the lowest FBA price that this product sold for. And then I'm gonna compare that, and then I'm gonna set my prices according to that. And that's if I'm doing FBA. For FBM, I can set the price because I can fulfill the product at faster than anybody else before at a certain date. So here, I might use listing that did not win the buy box the last 4 days. Then I'm going to, for our example here, I'm going to set it at sales booster, and I'm going to put the ROI at 35%. Then I can create the same rule again, but this time, is a little bit different. Now I'm going to use listing that did not win the buy box. Again, you can see that for FBM, we have units sold, we have available quantity, we also have the buy box wins, and also the price. So you can actually price the products by the price that's in the market as well. So listings that did not win the buy box. And then here, I didn't win the buy box, let's see, for the last 7 days. So I can move it to even a more, I'm going to still keep it at the sales booster here. And then I'm going to keep it here at like 30% now. So I'm making the min price a little bit lower, but I'm still having a very aggressive rule. And when none of the above conditions are met, I'm using like the AI equalizer. So that's one way. Okay, that's one way for merchant fulfilled. The other way, I'm going to redo this again. Okay, so take a screenshot of this. Take a screenshot. If you're watching this, take a screenshot. Now, why do you want to get into the buy box as an FBM? Because you're lighting a lot more traffic during the Q4 season. So you do want to get in the buy box in order to get you a chance of winning the buy box, and you can actually sell the product out quickly. You also want to, be one of those offers that when people click other offers, they see it. So another very important, tip is for your shipping time. Your shipping time is absolutely important if you're doing FBM for Q4 shipping, especially before the holidays. Now, another way that we can do this, which is similar to another way is, again, we go by the available quantity, right? So I can go and click at my available quantity. So I talked a little bit about the available quantity is you really do want to make sure that you have that quantity. And typically, what kind of products will be selling for FBM? Maybe the item's over $150, right? Maybe the item's a large item that you want to ship. So these items would be interesting. Maybe it's a very trendy topic. Maybe you weren't able to ship the product into FBA because it has already passed the FBA cutoff time. So you're still able to get those products for FBM. So here again, we use available quantity. And let's say my available quantity is less than 20. So I only have 20 of these products. And then my sales in the last 7 days has been greater than 10. So I know that, I'm going to sell out probably within 2 weeks. Then in this case, I could actually increase my price. I could actually put it to the AI profit booster. And again, I could increase my ROI to 45%. So you get the story, right? So you could do that. And then when none of the above conditions are met, again, I like to use the AI equalizer. So this would be some default settings that you could use if you're an FBM seller in Q4. And I'm going to pass it over to Alex to share a little bit more about some other tips for Q4.
Yeah, so let me go to the next strategy. So here's the strategy number 3 to maximize the sales. So this is again for FBA sellers. So in this case, let's say we have a high inventory and we want to sell the items out faster, right? So here what we can do, let me share my screen again. So here what we're gonna do, first we're gonna go again to our Repricing Central. And then we're gonna choose the rule. So let's say we're gonna choose the conditional repricing. Then we're gonna choose FBA advanced conditions. Here you can name rule as you want, like Q4, maybe strategy number 2, and on number 3, and then press next. So now let's set up our strategy. So first we're gonna choose the available quantity. So in this case, let's say we have high inventory, so our available quantity is pretty high, maybe greater than 30, let's say. But our unit sold is not as high. We see this item is not in high demand. So maybe units sold for the last 7 days is less than 10. So we see this item is not on high demand, it's not selling well, so it's kind of risky. So maybe we used to have AI equalizer, but now we want to change to AI sales booster, and maybe our original ROI is 50%, but now we are willing to down by 10%. So it's gonna become 40%, and then add the next condition again is available quantity. And then after we save it, and then we choose items sold for the last 7 days. Okay, so here available quantity, we choose that it's actually 40, let's say, and then units sold for the last 7 days is less than 5. So in this scenario is even more risky than before, right? So we want to change the rule and our mean price. So here we're gonna choose the AI sales maximizer, and maybe before our ROI is 50, and we're gonna go like to, let's say, 30 now. And if none of those conditions are met, we're gonna go with AI equalizer. So in this scenario, like, you will be able to have the higher chance to sell all the inventory, like sell faster, and make sure that you win the Amazon buy box like more often. Because like you don't want to stack with some seasonal items like during Q4, maybe like you sell like Halloween items, like you see that like you still have like 30 items in your stock, like you don't want to wait like until the next year like to sell them out. So yeah, like make a screenshot of this strategy if it's suitable for your items, and then like yeah, this is the strategy number 3.
And then we're going to share one more strategies. We don't want to share with you too many because we filtered hundreds of combinations to find you the best repricing strategies for Q4. And so we're going to share one more, and this is for liquidation by inventory age. So that's the one that we're going to share with you. So take a look here. This is what it looks like. You're using inventory age conditions in this time. And for the inventory age condition, typically, as you have your product in there, you would actually incur more and more storage fees. So our recommendation that we gave is you want to get rid of your products in Q4 between 60 to 90 days. After 90 days is too long because you're really incurring a lot of expenses, and you do want to get that turnover as well. So we're going to show you a liquidation strategy, how to aggressively liquidate your products here. So I'm going to share my screen now again. Let's take a look together here. Again, I am in the repricing here. I'm going to add a new rule. I'm going to redo this. I'm going to add a new rule. So this is where I'm going to clear everything out. I'm adding a new rule right now, and I'm going to the third tab, conditional repricing. And then here I select inventory age conditions. And so inventory age conditions for Q4. Okay. And then what we're going to do, we're going to have the inventory age condition, which is how long your product has been in the Amazon inventory. And this, again, this is for FBA sellers. Okay. So we showed you several FBA and also FBM examples here. So first of all, we're going to go for when none of the above conditions are met. Again, we're going to pick AI equalizer. And then between 0 and 30 days, so when you first ship your products into Amazon, in that case, we can put it into maybe the AI profit booster. Again, this is if you're using just the default out of the box, which works very well as well. Between 31 and 60 days, here I'm going to pick again the between 0 and 30 days, I'm using the AI equalizer. Between 31 and 60 days, I'm going to put it to a more aggressive rule, the AI sales booster. Between 61 and 90 days, I'm changing this into also the sales booster. And then between 90 and 180 days, I'm ready to just sell the product. I have it still at AI sales booster, but after 91 and 180 days, I really want to sell the products out. And so this is what you could do. And it's more than 365 days. Then we recommend you to just break even, just to sell the product at 0% ROI, which is break even point, and you can sell the product out. So this is a very out of the box default that you could use. I'm going to go one step further to show you how you apply using advanced method. So this is for if you're just starting out and then you just want to use the default setting. You can take a screenshot of this. This would work very well for you as well. If you have a lot more sales, then we can also show you another example here. So I'm gonna redo this again now with advanced setting. And this is one of the last sharing that we're gonna do here for our actual setting here. So I go to FBA advanced conditions and I call it inventory age for Q4. Okay, inventory age for Q4. I go to next. And then here I have the inventory age, and then I'm selecting 0 to 30 days. And 0 to 30 days, let's say the item I start out has 40% ROI. So I'm keeping it at 40% ROI. I have it at AI equalizer. Okay, and I'm going to add another condition now. I'm going to add available quantity. And I'm looking at available quantity that is greater than when I first shipped it in. Maybe I got 30 units after my test buy. And then I'm using the sales. So I have available quantity, and I also have the sales, the last 7 days sales. I like to use units sold, actually. Units sold. Sales is actually the amount, the actual amount. Personally, I like to use units sold because it's the actual item that has already been sold. Okay, so I am now saving that. And then for the units sold, let's say it has been greater than, let's say greater than, if let's say I have 30 units I shipped in a month, I'm expecting to sell maybe 6.5 units using 4 weeks. So let's say 7. So if it's sold greater than 7, I'm going to keep it at, AI equalizer. This is normal. Then I'm going to add another one here for inventory age. And in the inventory age here, now I'm going to select 31 and 60 days. And here, again, I'm going to actually change my rule plus min price now. Again, I have it at the AI equalizer. I started out with a 40% ROI. Now I'm lowering it to a 35% ROI after it hits 31 and 60 days. And then, again, I'm going to go to available quantity. I like to use available quantity as well because I need to have enough items, and the available quantity I'm looking is still greater than 30. So again, it's great. I still have, actually no, after a whole month, maybe I have greater than 20 now. And then here again, my sales, my units of sales for the last 7 days. My units of sales for the last 7 days has been less than 7. Okay, so I'm probably going to put to a more aggressive rule now. So I'm going to put it to maybe the AI sales booster. And this is between 31 and 60 days. And this is by inventory and also by available quantity and also the units sold. And then I'm going to do one last thing. And again, I'm going to use the inventory age again here. And in the inventory age here, I'm selecting now between 60 and 90 days. And now I'm going all out. I just want to sell the product out. I want to liquidate the products that I mentioned to you. So I'm going to use AI Sales Maximizer. I'm going to put it at 0%. I just want to offload the product really quickly, get my cash back before the end of Q4. Yeah, so this is one other strategy, inventory base. Some people are even more aggressive. They actually even go negative. They actually lower their min price to negative in order to push out the products after this 90 days period of time. So this is for conditional repricing. This is for aggressive liquidation strategy when you really want to move out that product for a perishable item, for seasonal items that aren't selling, for items that have a lot more offers that jumped on, for items that just you can see that there's a lot less demand for the product. So this is for products like that. All right, let's go and look at the very interesting part that we've all been waiting for. So again, I'm going to close my sharing here, and then this is the Q&A session that we have that we're going to answer your questions here. So I'm going to look at the different questions here. Here, does Amazon determine my merchant fulfilled? This is more of a general question. Shout out to you, Nathan. Actually, from Caleb. Yeah, does Amazon determine my MF shipping time, or can I do that? For merchant fulfilled, you decide the merchant the shipping time. So you actually have different shipping templates that you can select, and then you can select how many days. 1 to 2 days, 2 to 4 days, 5 to 7 days. So it depends on how you ship. And then of course, the seller, when they receive the product, they will give you feedback. So typically, we see a lot of merchant fulfilled. They don't have, if they have about a 90% feedback, it's pretty good for merchant fulfilled because some customers complain, right? Like the days. So you control the shipment time, but you can when you set the shipping templates, you can set for, let's say you're shipping from Illinois in Chicago. And then for people who are in Illinois, then you can have more control over that shipping time. So you can set a lower amount for that day compared to, let's say you're shipping to Hawaii or Alaska or to Puerto Rico, for example. Yeah, so that would be for FBM. All right, let's say let's see. Amazon is no joke. I'm looking at other comments that people have asked. I'm going through $1,200. Okay, I'm just looking at all the different comments here. How do we easily sync? Okay, this is from Radster. Yeah, shout out to you, Radster. How do we easily sync upload min max from Inventory Lab to BQool? And then to answer your question, Rander, we can sync the costs very quickly from Inventory Lab. Actually, do it 2 times a day, every 12 hours, which is 2 times more than our nearest competitor. But the way to sync your mins and max, there's actually a support article, and I'm just going to show you the support article so you can actually take a look at the support article. There's actually 2 ways to do that. We have a very powerful support article, and I really appreciate the whole team of putting the support article together. So I'm going to just share my screen now so you can see the support page. This is at support.bqool.com, and you can actually type Inventory Lab, synchronize min and max from Inventory Lab. And so there's actually an article here. So you could actually export it from a closed batch. And then you could actually, after you have it in closed batch, you can export it as a BQool repricing template. And then you can upload it into BQool here. I'm just going to show you where that is. This is in the upload place. And then in the upload place, there is a IL closed batch report, which you could actually upload your min and max prices. Another way is to use our template, using our upload template to put the min and max prices in there. Just copy them from Inventory Lab, and then you could also upload that into BQool to get all your mins and max prices. Yeah, to answer your question, Radster. Yeah. So let's see if there's more questions here. Okay, this is from Carlos. Okay, Carlos Andres Molina. Yeah, shout out to you. Does AI equalizer follows a seller that is just trying to buy the buy box by lowering the price to extreme? The way that it would work, it actually lowers the price by certain amounts, and it would actually try to get the buy box for you. And once it gets the buy box, then it's going to increase the price back up. Now it works more like match a buy box strategy. So it would go and match the buy box, and then it was going to try to raise the price by certain amounts. And then it's good for replens, and it's a good place to start when you're using the AI equalizer. So we do recommend that. Now, for even better performance, you could use the conditional repricing depending on the quantity as well. Yeah. So let's go into the next question here that we have here. So I'm just going to. These are other questions. So you can see there's a lot of questions that people ask. And if we don't answer your question today, make sure to send the question to support@bqool.com. And we have the best support team. They're going to answer your question. We also have live chat from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern time, Monday to Friday, the working hours of, and so definitely send the email if you don't get the answer to support@bqool.com. But we're going to answer some of the most common questions that several people ask as well here. And then so one of the questions here is about the price history, how to view the price history. So maybe Alice, you could share a little bit about the price history.
Yeah, like first let me share about price history. So like here you can see that like our repricer like change the prices, like, and you can see that it is actually AI technology. So like some of our competitors, like what they do is they claim that they have AI technology, but actually they only have rule based. And the way you can see is like if your repricer changes by the same amount like every time, it means like it is algorithmic, it is a rule based. But like if it changes like every time by the different amounts, it means that like it is actually actual AI technology, because it learned the listing, it tried to find the better strategies, like it predict the price, so it will reprice by different amounts. So let me share the screen now, like, and show you like how do you can work the best with the price history. So let me share my screen and show it to you. Okay, wait a second. Okay, so let's go to our repricing central. Okay, so let's go to the dashboard. Okay, so here, like we're usually gonna come. Then, like here, you can see the price history. So usually gonna go here to the price history. Then you can search by ASIN or by SAQ. Then you're gonna type in your ASIN. Like we are like on the test account, so we don't have the actual ASIN. But if you a BQool user, you have it, right? Then like you can check by the 24 hours, 2 days, 3 days, up to 5 days, and we have some advanced settings as well. So you can choose your seller type. You can put in like seller ID, and also like you can choose different repricing rules and the date. And after you just click on search, and it will show you like different pricing history. Okay,
And
so
then just to add on to this a little bit, this just made me think of a question that one of the customers ask us. Yeah, one of the valuable, important BQool customers. They ask us like, does it matter if I'm on the 5 minutes? Other repricers, they're going to tell you it's instant, but we're going to be honest with you. It's 5 minutes because Amazon actually makes a limit where you can only reprice within 1 hour. You can reprice 30 times. So we like to be more conservative. So we say, within 5 minutes, but sometimes it could be instant as well. So is it better to have a instant repricing speed at 5 minutes compared to 15 minutes? And the place that you can check this, actually, you can look at the ASIN and you could go to the price change here as well. And this would actually show you the number of times that the price has changed for that item. So to answer your question, it depends, right? If there's a lot of offers on there, if there's a lot of competitors on there, then yeah, then it matters if you reprice instantly, if you reprice faster. If there's very few people, if you're doing private label, then it doesn't matter as much of the price change because there's not going to be as many price changes. Because what we do is we get the SQS report from Amazon, and then if there's a price change, we get that. Then we send out our prices to Amazon, and Amazon receives the price, and then it reprices. So it does matter depending on what kind of plan you have. If you have instant repricing compared to our standard 15-minute repricing, which is on the $25 plan. All right, there's actually a lot of other questions, but we might not be able to answer all of them today. So I'm going to answer one last question. Unfortunately, there's so many great questions, but I think this is important. This one's very important. Alex, why don't you answer this question? Let's answer this question.
yes,
How should you set your mins and max?
like first, like you want to check like the price history from Keepa or from the because like you want to make sure that like the price being like you can check like for 6 months like how different was the price. And then like when you buy the product, when you source the product, you want to make sure that the price you purchase the product is not below the mean price it used to be. Otherwise you're just gonna lose money and you don't want to do so, right? So like you're gonna check the price, then like you set it up like in our BQool system, and then like you can check also like suggested Amazon prices and set it accordingly. And also like there's a price range, so you just need to make sure that like BQool and Amazon prices like are different, right? Because we will want to have like uh, some fees also included.
Yeah, so for the mins and max, we also have a product tracker tool in Big Central that you could also use to see what the historic buy box prices are. And you could use the competitor analysis, and this is available on all our plans to see what the min price is, what the max price is as well. And this will actually help you set the best price. And it's a supply and demand, right? That's what it is, really. So if you see that you're very competitive, that you could actually price it within the min and max prices of the historic prices. This way, you're not going to get the listed. And to answer one of the questions about what happens if you get the listed, then if you get the listed, you need to go into Amazon Seller Central, and then you must set the min and max price now in Amazon Seller Central. And then once you set that, make sure that you set your min and max price within BQool, within that min and max that you set in Amazon. This way, it would prevent from the pricing error. Usually, we do recommend setting a max to prevent yourself from getting a pricing error. And maybe you can set it at 150% ROI, or you can set it around the highest price that shows the competitive analysis, if that helps you. All right, let's go into the last part here, and we have something very special. Thanks for staying till the very end. And we're going to do our giveaway right now. And this giveaway, this is for the people who submit it before October 18th, 11:59 EST. There has to be a time limit because otherwise it's not fair for everybody, right? And then this is the time, and then so we have got a list of all of the people who did that. We couldn't put the entire your email address, because then it's your confidential information. But we did put your ID, your login. So we're going to take that now. I'm just going to go into another sheet here that I have here. I'm copying it right now. And then now I'm going to just go into the wheel of names here. So I'm going to the wheel of names. I'm typing that in here. And then here I'm going to be sharing my screen here now, if everyone can see. I'm pasting in. I'm going to paste in the names now. All the people who have listed. So I'm pasting in the names.
Wow, there's so many people.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of people. Yeah. So your chance of winning, it's around 2%, right?
Yeah,
around
like
2%, something around 2%. So we're making sure that everybody has in there, everyone's name in there. Look for your name. Make sure that you're in there. We're dragging it down. Make sure everyone's in there. So there's Joe Bruin, Hector Kempius, USA. Let's see who is in the chat here. Who's in here in the live stream right now? Yeah, who wants to win? Right? Who wants to win?
Who do you think gonna win? Like, let's bet. Like, let's do that.
We could do a side bet.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Do a side bet. Like, how much do you want to bet a side bet? How about $1,000?
Oh no.
That's too much money, right? We're gonna have to make that money back. But whoever wins this is going to get that money. Is going to get that plan for sure. And so let's see. Okay. There's Aaron, Decker, me, Becky, me. Okay, let's do a countdown.
3, 2, 1. Let's spin the wheel.
Let's spin the wheel. Yeah. All right. Who's gonna win? Let's see. Who's gonna win?
Is it John?
Is it John? Is it man? Who is it? It's
ADM,
okay,
right?
This is ADM Baltimore. ADM Baltimore. Congratulations, ATM Baltimore. You are the lucky winner. Please contact our support team, support@BQool.com, to claim your prize. And for everyone else, we have something else at the very end. So don't leave just right away. We have something that we have especially for you today. Don't feel too bad if you didn't win, because you're all winners, right? You have taken the time to watch this, to look at the conditional repricing. You know how to reprice for Q4. You're going to easily make back those thousands of dollars in your investment. And, there's many good reasons. One of the questions that was asked is, how effective is the BQool in comparison to other repricers, and what makes us stand out? What do you think, Alex?
Yeah, like, first of all, like, we have a huge team of AI engineers who stay with us like for many years, and compared to other competitors, they have to outsource like all like the things, like, and they don't have like a huge team. Like, then also, like, we've been on the market for more than 10 years, so which makes us really professional and experienced about like all Amazon, because like we've been there like for many years. And also our price is the best in the market. Like, the most affordable repricer, like, which starts from $25, the best plan. And also, like, we have like a lot of different rules. We have like rule-based, AI, conditional repricing, and some of the other competitors, they only have rule-based or only have AI, and we have like combination, so you can choose like which one the most suitable for you.
And our AI and our CR starts at how much? $50. $50. Yeah. So $50, you can try out the AI and the CR. And our competitors, they charge 10 times the price. Yeah. So we continue to update with new features. And you'll be grandfathered in if you start using our repricer. We're also part of the Amazon Development Council. And then there's something I forgot to mention today, is Amazon actually is updating. They're updating their API from MWS API they've used for the last 10 years to the SP API, the Seller Performance API, which is going to be a lot better. And because we're in the Amazon Development Council, we knew this 2 years ago. So we've been working on it. So we're already ready for that. Yeah. And then so there might be some changes, but we are ready for the SP API, which is mandated for December 31st. So if you're using another repricer, it might not work if you haven't updated to the SP API. So we have an in-house team of engineers, which greatly helps. So we comply with Amazon, and your data is very secure. And we also offer a 14-day free trial. No credit card is needed. And we cover the most important marketplace. We don't go and add all the different marketplaces, because there's no need to do that. Most people sell in one or two marketplaces, and we want to focus and do very good quality control for all of those marketplaces instead of spreading it around. And we also have a free competitor analysis. And now we have a very special promo that we call it the most spectacular,
Yes.
most spectacular offer. And you can save $45 with BQool in the next 3 months. And how does that work, Alex?
So like for the first month, you're gonna save like $10. Like then like going to the second month, you're gonna save $15. And on the third month, you're gonna save $20. So in total, you're gonna save $45.
Yeah, so you could actually get $45 off in 3 months. This is the best deal on the market. You won't find a better deal anywhere on the market. This is for the monthly plan. And if you have used our product, very happy with it, we also have the annual plan, which you can actually get 2 free months, $200 free if you use an annual plan as well. And you'll be grandfathered in for the entire year. So there's the coupon codes in the chat. You can check that out. And then, we do want to thank you for your time today. This is the repricer that, is trusted. It's trusted by Amazon. Just go on to Google or whichever search engine you like to use. Go to Opera, go to different ones, go to Firefox, and just search BQool review, and you can see all the positive reviews all over the internet of all the happy customers that use our product on any platform, And then you could go into the most important one, go to Amazon App Store, go to automated pricing and check out our rating. And we have so many happy customers, and you can become one of them as well. And if Ken, we have the live support that we actually so we're back. Yeah, we're back. We have something interesting for you. So you can also find us on the live chat from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. So if you have other questions that wasn't answered yet, make sure to ask them. Make sure you ask them in the chat, and our support team will reply back to you. We do appreciate your time. We do appreciate your business from the bottom of our heart. We wish you the very best in your Q4. We'll continue to come out with strategies, sharing with you the best practices from 6 figures, from 7 figures, and also 8-figure sellers, the exact same settings that they're using without telling you who it is. And then this way, you could actually get the best performance from a repricer. We do care about our customers. If you have any feature requests, do let us know. It's very important for us. Our repricer is going to work. It's going to work in Q4. It's not going to have glitches. It's going to work because we are ready. We have planned for this the entire year. And now is the time to get that 30% increase in sales and get that money that belongs to you. Go out there and get it now. Thank you for your time today.